Wait a minute, I'm going to kill that one as well because they're all pretty morose, the tunes I played today. I was going for like a sort of pleasant, relaxed vibe, but I don't know if there's a lot of Telephone tunes that do that. Let's go Weather Out the Window then. What have we got? It was very foggy last night and there was lots of ice on the tops of cars. Now, that seems to have persisted somewhat. We brought in a kind of close, weird, strange feeling day today. Let's see what's going on out there. Well, there's no frost on the ground or anything.
It's gone because it's lunchtime, you see. It was this morning.
Of course. The thing with the weather out the window here is you can't see people walking past to see what they're wearing. So,
No, well, I wore my warm
That's a good
clothes,
thing, yeah.
you see.
Right.
Yes, I did wear an extra
so
scarf.
it's that
and
cold out there,
Yeah,
is it?
it was very cold. And my fingers hurt in my gloves. So you can sort of judge how cold it is by how much your fingers hurt. So I thought, that's
Yeah. Oh, well, okay, weather out the window there. It's just gone 1:30 here in the UK, 8:30 in the morning in America. Hope those waking up in America are waking up to a pleasant day and get on with it. Get in the chat room and let us know what your breakfast's all about. Don't have to do that at all, in fact. I'm just saying that to make up space on the programme. I was talking earlier about how, this is just a purely sort of verbal communicative medium, and that actually it's about sort of 80% of what we're doing here is, using your hands and your face and stuff, but only 20% of it actually goes through the microphone.
Yes.
I don't know what your opinions are on that sort of thing.
Well, that's it generally. Yes, that's it. But I think it comes across in the tone of voice and your spirit. Whether you could put things into it or not. That
Yes,
comes across. So
that's
I
true.
think it's more than 20%.
I guess, yes. It's not just the words you say, but the tone that you say. I mean, it sounds obvious, doesn't it? But that sort of can express so much more. It's interesting that, like, down the little wire there's a little cone coming out of this microphone that takes in that sound wave that comes out of our mouths, produced by the expulsion of oxygen and the motion of our lips, and it gets funneled into that tiny little cone that goes out of this wire here, which is no thicker than, let's say, a baby snake. And then it goes down into this wire, into there, and into there, and into there, and then gets turned into electricity signals that bzzing, and gets sent out to these other humans, and it blasts out speakers at them, but it communicates so much more things. Right. I hope that I don't think I'm getting it across, ironically, but...
What's the chat room say?
What's the chat room say? The chat room, you can just sort of leave them to it, and they have a great time. Snake Dennis, says Alice. Snake perfume, says Charlie. The snake perfume, what? I think it was like, I'm not sure if I'm getting this right, but I think at Grove, there's like certain logs that you'd put on the fire that would like fire out weird little wisps of smoke out of the end.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like the snake in the perfume. Oh, but no, there was some kind of... There was like ride the snake perfume was a thing that you'd say. I think it was something to do with like jumping over the fire. But I don't know. I might be getting that completely wrong.
Somebody will put you right.
Snake Dennis is the name of the snake in the Tufty Earbits storyline, by the way. We're going to try and get some audio storytelling next week about the Tufty Earbits characters and all that lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big smoky log that you ran across to fit in with the Grove crew, says Laos and Charlie. There
right.
is the snake perfume. complex mirror system needed for weather out the window, says Durkat. Yeah, because you feel like you can get up there and talk about it, but no one can hear you.
Oh, I see.
And
I see
also,
what you're saying, yeah.
she's talking about you could have mirrors set up pointing into the centre of town.
Yes.
So you could actually see what people are wearing just by glancing into the mirrors.
Even. Perhaps there is one. Perhaps we ought to have had a camera. So somebody got a camera.
See, it's got CCTV cameras. I wonder if you can access them, because you can access a lot of CCTV cameras around the world through the internet.
Right.
I used to do that, like look at New York, bits of New York, see if I could see Tim.
Oh, sad. Anyway, do you want this?
Sorry, just reading Charlie's comment about that. Never mind. That's.
I can't read the chat rooms because it's right over there,
I've just completely gone solo.
It's my job, really, as an intern to do that, but I'm a bit useless.
Let's what are we talking about here? It's 13:36, 1:36 in the day. Did I put another little tune? Let's hope this one's a little bit more, you know. I think this is what we're looking for. Well-being tip now from the intern. What have you got for us?
Right, well, I've looked this up as a little item. Being as you know, in my past, before I became an intern, I was a life coach, stroke counsellor. And this little one is quite useful. It's, and these annoying people say, now just relax, and you sort of think, oh yeah, just like that, life is easy. But it's very useful to every now and then stop what you're doing and just check, but do a body check. Just sort of a look through your body and think, which bits of me are tense? And you go the way through, so you start at your head, you start with your eyes, even your ears, and your chin, and you just go through it. Is this relaxed? And you suddenly find all sorts of bits, sitting there with your shoulders up like this, and you think you're relaxed, you think you're sort of calm, but you find your shoulders need to go down, or your fingers need to go, ugh. So if you just do a sort of look at all the muscles of your body, all the diagnostic check, that's right, all the way down, down your spine, down your legs, your toes, and you realise how much of you is being held in that tension. So if you just do that every now and then, stop, have a little sit down, and just do that, and you find it
have a little sit down. I suppose is good, because if you suddenly realise, oh, there's some tension in my back and my legs.
Yes.
Oh, I'm driving.
Well, yes, exactly. Like you've got to be doing nothing.
I'm flying a fighter plane on a mission.
Oh dear.
There's some tension in my head. I'm broadcasting live on Telephone and Radio. And relax.
Oh yes, I know.
Okay, good tips there for a happier race of humans. Those guys are just talking about school now. All right. Excellent. Like Lovely.
Yeah,
no, this is good. This is all positive stuff. Should we just have a little read of the paper?
Well, this is yesterday's, I'm afraid.
Read quietly.
We'll just read it quietly and get on with what...
The Telephone and Radio armoured van, and it's... It's Courier, the...
Ship of the Line.
Ship of the Line, Telephone and Radio Ship of the Line, cannot be detected today because of fog. So,
is that true?
Yes, we're not sure where they are. We'll find out where they are tomorrow, where they were today, tomorrow, and then where they are tomorrow as well. So there'll be a bonus too. Tune in tomorrow as well for what you can get up to over the weekend, especially for time travellers, obviously, but also for those of you without the access to time machines. Although we're all kind of time travelling, aren't we? Heading in the same direction. And did you know how they say time travels faster when you're happy and slower when you're sad and all things like that?
I'm very
Maybe emotion is the key to time travel. I was thinking, could you become so depressed that you actually went back in time? Like if time slows down when you're unhappy or when you're bored or whatever, become so bored that you actually go back in time. I was thinking of that for like science fiction story about how they have, they have these sort of freezers they put people in when they fly in space, lots of long distances. But I was thinking the way it works is that they actually give people a drug that makes them so happy that the time seems to pass incredibly fast. So a journey that takes sort of 40 years to the nearest star actually seems like it takes 2 weeks because they're so unbelievably happy. But then the problem is once they arrive at the colony, they have to have like sort of 6 months worth of intensive therapy to get over the come down when they come off these drugs and are like incredibly depressed. But then after that, functions as normal. So it'd be nice sort of
it would be a different way
twist
of doing
on the
yes, you could build that into a story. I think
And it was another thing was thinking that like you could power spaceships by children's ideas, because like ideas move faster than the speed of light. Ideas can be instant. You can actually think of something that travels faster than the speed of light. Do you know what I mean? Conceptually, you can imagine that it could exist, right? So if you could find a way of tapping into that and use it to actually power a spaceship. I like the grim, that sort of slightly sort of, incredibly dystopian concept of like a spaceship, and at the centre is like a child who's just plugged into it. Right. That has to just sit there.
That's a bit sad. Right. That.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's science fiction.
It's too sad. And I debate whether your thoughts travel faster than the speed of light. Actually, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I wonder if there's a way we could test it.
Yes.
Like test the transmission of thought. Well, do you know? Can you not think of like being somewhere? Like imagine being on Earth, right? You're on Earth now.
Yeah.
And then there's a star system four light years away.
I see what you mean. And then imagine you're on that.
Imagine that you're there
I see
instantly.
So it's not just
you
the
have
thought.
Actually travelled faster than the speed of light.
It's not actually having
the
thought. It's I thought you meant having the thought.
And I think you'll find if you look at the data and facts behind that, you'll see I'm correct. It's 1:42. Or 1:43 actually on that clock.
Which clock are we going by?
We'll go by the one that's a bit fast. Chat room is
empty.
I don't think they're even listening to this bit, and to be honest with you, I can't. I don't blame them. No, it's all pretty much 100% nonsense.
Oh well, good. As long as they're having fun.
In the background of your life, there's somebody talking,
Yes.
And that somebody happens to be Colaster and Dids today.
You're not alone when you're listening to the radio.
Yes, and just remember these voices are not taking place inside your head. Well, they kind of are, aren't they, I suppose? We're actually going into people's heads via their ears and sort of interacting with their minds
did you have
to certain extents. Well, I haven't actually had any breakfast yet, so that might explain it.
But you ate that stew yesterday. I left out.
I did, yes.
What time did you eat that?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
That was a large meal.
Pork stew. That was lovely. Oh, maybe that's why I've woken up with such energy today. 1:44. Jesus, we're nearly at the end of the show. Okay, well, yeah, tune in tomorrow because I think it's going to be a good show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to. Always look forward to the Friday shows, not just because it's the last show of the week and it's nice to have a couple of days off, but no, it's good to sort of, it feels like we've got more content on that show than on the others.
When are you going to do it from Talk Bikes, though? Have you?
Next week, I think we're going to get down there.
The OB unit's going out, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
have to get that pumped up, then, won't we?
Did you learn that word from your time at college? Did you? The OB? Sorry,
I didn't know OB units in my young day. Goodness me. Anyway,
15 seconds left. Thanks very much for listening, guys. I've actually enjoyed this bit again. Not that it's so amazing.